So now that I've shattered all your excuses as to why AR or VR won't work, let's talk about how to identify where immersive technology fits into the enterprise. And we're going to do this in 3 steps. The first is to educate, the second is the discovery phase, and the third, and most fun, is the experiment and prototype. The very first step to finding out where immersive technology fits in the workplace for your company is through education. There's a lot of hype right now in the media around VR and AR. And educating yourself will level set expectations and help the company avoid from investing in any gimmicky software. So education is also important depending on who in the business you're talking to. And it's important for everyone to have this education because upper management might need a different course around how immersive technology can fit into the higher strategy of the company, where a marketing or development team might need a more technical course on the intricacies of VR and AR and how to develop them. And finally, don't forget about educating your customers. Because a lot of the times, what we're doing with immersive technology is for them. We want them to be able to experience what we're building in a new way. But if they don't know how to do that, then our efforts are no good. So after education comes what Tours calls the discovery phase. And anyone who's done software implementation before, this step should sound familiar. This is where a consultant, like one you may need today, comes in and takes an end-to-end snapshot of your business. And they'll do this with interviews, diagramming, and reporting back. Now this is an essential step because we can't know where immersive technology, or any tech for that matter, can solve problems unless we know how the business works and what the processes are. So oftentimes you can talk to multiple people in a department and each person will have a different idea of how that department works and whose roles are what. But by putting it all down on paper, we can get agreements from the business on what it's doing, what it should be doing, and where immersive technology can fill in the gaps, or create and transform whole new processes. So the last step is experiment and prototype. And this is the most fun. So I call it an experiment because experiments are a lot less risky than full-blown product implementations. They last for a shorter amount of time, they have an end date, and it takes a lot of pressure off the technology and the project team for making it a success the very first time. Plus, we can learn a lot from a prototype without all the fancy bells and whistles. So an example of experiment and prototype is Dixie Cups. Tours, that immersive company in Atlanta, Georgia, worked with Dixie Cups to create an AR experience using the mobile app Flipper. So Dixie Cups started with 12 different designs and using focus groups, narrowed it down to 3. And one of those is the solar system. So you can buy a package of cups and each cup will have a planet in the solar system. So here's a video. You can scan it with Flipper and you'll notice I have Neptune on my cup and Neptune will pop up on the screen. From there you can customize a rocket ship and your rocket ship will fly through the solar system to the planet you scanned, giving nifty educational tidbits along the way. This simulation lasts for 2 minutes. Why 2 minutes? That's the recommended amount of time that you should brush your teeth. So this prototype got over 100,000 uses and thousands of hours of active engagement. So what made it so successful? First, it had buy-in from the business to use an AR app. Second, it met a business need. Dixie Cups needed to differentiate itself from other generic vacuum cups in the marketplace. And they did it in a way that made sense to their customer. Most everyone now has a smartphone and understands how to download an app and use their camera. And thirdly, this is not a real customer need. So I remember being a kid and my mom set the kitchen timer down on the bathroom sink and told me to brush until it buzzed. And that 2 minutes felt like an eternity. But I know if I could watch my rocket ship fly through space, it would make brushing my teeth a whole lot more fun and take a lot of stress out from my mom. Right. I spoke to Mark Metry, who runs a VR ad agency in Boston, and he also hosts a successful podcast. For his podcast, he recently interviewed Adam Fisher, who wrote The Uncensored History of Silicon Valley. And in interviewing Fisher, Mark learned that Silicon Valley is getting too big. It's becoming too expensive to live and work there. So startups are starting to go to other innovation hubs around the U.S., like Austin, Texas, Portland, Oregon, and Seattle, Washington. So what we're starting to see is that companies aren't needing to go to just one city to be successful. They're able to go to an area that has a specific area of expertise. So yesterday, I learned that Cincinnati is the brand capital of the world. And I thought, well, immersive technology, branding, that goes hand in hand. So I asked you today, what else is Cincinnati good at? What are their strengths? And how can we nurture those strengths with the startups and young companies here in the city to make Cincinnati the immersive technology innovation hub of the Midwest? How cool would that be? When I set out to talk today, I was prepared to just tell individual stories of the companies I talked to. But I quickly started to see that each of them were facing similar problems. Breaking down barriers to entry, helping the customers find where immersive technology fits. And I think that the signs of them facing the same problems is showing that the industry is maturing. What we're seeing is VR and AR aren't just happening in one place, it's happening everywhere. And customers and companies are solving real business challenges with this technology. So to recap what we learned today, don't invest in gimmicky software or fall for the hype factor. And you can do this by educating yourself. Focus on real business needs. And you can do this by putting effort on your people and business first, and then the type of the technology to use second. We learned that AR and VR software is becoming configurable and hardware is standardized. And finally, it's not where you're going, but where you come from that makes the difference. So virtual and augmented reality is solving real business use cases. And we're starting to see tech ecosystems pop up all around the US. Companies no longer have to fly out to the West Coast for a demo because they can get one right in their own states and in their own cities. Ryan A. Bell was the first person to stream a presidential farewell address live in 360 degrees. And he spoke about his experience at VR Day Atlanta, telling the crowd, don't forget to tell them you're from Georgia. I'm here to tell you the same thing. Don't forget to tell them you're from Ohio.